Hello, everyone. This is Brandon. Congratulations to everyone. We made it to the final week. These will be my 5 takeaways from this course. Remember, do the right thing. Okay. All right. My number one takeaway from this course is realizing the existence of two separate ideas of a value based ethics program and a compliance based ethics program. After we reviewed the ideas behind both of them, they come off as obvious. But to me, I've seen a more subtle merging of the two at public agencies I worked for, and it also made me realize that uh, it's ideal to have a combination of both, and that you really need to understand the psychology of your organization to really get to the bottom of whether we should lean more towards a value-based system or a compliance-based system of ethics, or whether it's somewhere in the middle of merging the two together. Uh, the second takeaway is the application of philosophical roots to contemporary workplace ethics. Now, I've come across these philosophical theories that we've studied in political economy and economics and during my undergraduate, and those ideas were applied to the economy as a whole. How do you build a good economy? How do you maximize all benefits to society? Whereas this course, we really took it down to a microcosm of a department or agency and really applying the roots of these philosophical ideas to everyday work. How do we take the ideas and ethics of Aristotle and apply them to our daily jobs without really burdening our employees with historical facts and figures and information of Aristotle himself, but just applying the ideas that he espoused. The third is the application of ethics to any product. Typically, when we think of ethics, at least when I've been presented ethics modules, this will be like back in accounting. They always talk about acceptance of payment, cooking the books. That is ethically unsound, and especially in accounting, they always bring up the topic of Enron and how they were cooking the books to present a fraudulent picture towards investors. Now, in this course, we're really diving into, well, ethics is not just about financial waste, it could be even communication norms. And one of the topics I discussed was how a lack of ethics, ethical culture, really kind of not so much directly led, but contributed to the Challenger disaster for NASA back in 1980s. And it was the ethics of engineering that was sort of mediocre back then. Even now, I've come across papers stating that engineering ethics are sort of lacking, where they value the agency's mission over the professional's input and rationality, and which leads to disasters like the Challenger disaster. So it's sort of thinking and being cognizant of ethics and how we can apply it to any sort of product, whether it be financial as we're normally presented, or in this case, engineering. Next takeaway is, well, this was from the textbook. It was saying that ethics is a reflective choice rather than following rules. And this spoke volumes in regards to the value of, excuse me, tendency, the importance of a value-based system. Uh, as Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. And the same goes for ethics, to which Aristotle spoke heavily upon, is that ethics is ongoing choice. We have to keep it in our mind. It's a habit we must cultivate. It's not merely just following rules. In fact, it's a culture. And that's where the value-based system really shines, is cultivating that culture. And then number 5 is that ethics may actually increase efficiency. I think going into this, when we think of ethics, you think of, okay, well, we're just laying down these rules. Um, we got to do the right thing, serve the public, but it may not be fast, it may not be efficient. But really getting into ethics, we start seeing that, okay, well, we're cutting down corruption, we're cutting down waste, we're cutting down inefficient processes like nepotism, fraternization, those types of things are actually not efficient. And by curtailing those problems, we're actually increasing efficiency for the agency. And also by acting ethically, we want to serve the public as best as we can. And to serve the public, we also have to increase efficiency. Are we utilizing our resources as best as we could? Are we serving the public as best as we could? And so it basically comes down to, well, ethics, instead of actually slowing down efficiency, maybe increasing it. And less waste, more value, that's always a good thing. So that's all I have for this week's presentation. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to reading you guys' takeaways, and it was a pleasure having class with you.